Hey everybody, this is your spoiler warning for Star Wars Visions. In this podcast episode, we will be talking in depth about all the episodes. So if there's some episodes that you want to see that you haven't seen yet, go ahead and watch those or just watch the whole thing. We're thinking since it's only a week old, we would give you fair warning. So here it is. Now, on to the show.
Good hello, my children. I am Pyrolus here at Baka-Talk Studios with my cohorts in arms here. I got the lovely Wheeze Nyan.
I'm Wheeze. Yeah.
And then I got the oh-so fairly lovely Boom Chan. I was about to say bees, but you guys aren't a couple yet, so I can't ship you guys yet.
What?
No.
I was gonna have a
thing.
comeback with the way you opened that, saying, "Oh, I guess we're in a cult now." But what the heck was that?
That'd be the bee's knees.
Oh, I'm not in the mindset to be able to record a podcast. Welcome, everybody.
I was in the mindset to record a podcast, and then that happened.
Man, I'm feeling the greatest right now. I don't feel any pain. I am numbed. I am ready to go.
I am so happy for you. I feel like I'm dead on the inside, so.
Well, that's fine. I am too, but right now I'm not feeling pain. So I'm like up here while you're down here, and I'm just laughing at you from my tower. So anyway, let's start with the news of what's making some of the people in the world today
We needed.
upset.
What's making the internet mad this week?
What's making the internet mad this week? Boom, take it away.
You want me to read the article?
All right, boom, nice job singing. Alright, so first off, Funimation is issuing DMCA takedowns to anime piracy apps. So, shortly after securing the position as the owner of a near monopoly on Western anime distribution, Funimation has reportedly began to issue DMCA takedowns to anime piracy apps. Okay, it's scrolling down here. As first outlined by Torrent Freak, word of Funimation's anti-piracy actions first surfaced on September 6th when one of the first outlets to get hit with the DMC takedown, dedicated iOS and Android streaming app Taiyaki Anime, well, that's a cool name, informed its users that this app is now closed because unfortunately it was hit by a DMCA by the monarchy company known as Funimation.
Oof.
After receiving a similar notice to Takoyaki, if not the exact same one, fellow pirate anime streaming app AnimeGate likewise announced on September 6th that Anime Glare recently got a cease and desist letter from Funimation Global Group LLC, meaning we are forced to shut down all operations immediately. It was a wonderful journey, and I really enjoyed working on Anime Glare and talking to y'all lovely people, but all good things must come to an end, and sadly, it's our time to say goodbye. Wrote project leader BlackNet as of September 6, 2021. Anime Glare will no longer be functional. Our website will no longer be distributing any app files. Wait, what did that tweet say? Scroll back up.
That's not
Goodbye,
a tweet.
my lover. That's all I want to know. Scroll back down. In light of their own reception of a DMCA takedown notice from Funimation, Shiro developer Lag alright then, announced that they would cease all development on their app. It's been a wonderful time developing the app, and the community has been nothing but supportive, added Lag in a Discord screenshot shared to the r/anime piracy subreddit.
There's a piracy for that?
Yes, there is.
Wow.
Dang.
There is a
that.
subreddit for everything, and it's beautiful. Anyway, before warning, all other developers should probably private their S-T ASAP as the company is hired specifically for DMCA notices. Nice.
I'm not sure what that means, but probably private their S through T ASAP. This company is hired.
Basically to private their sources.
Okay, that makes sense.
So it seems like it's just mostly like the app developers.
Yes, they're mainly hitting I think what is because right now phones are more easily to control than computers.
Yeah.
Because in order to download a customized operating system, you have to go through more of like you have to basically dig further and know how to do more of your phone. You can't really get an open phone as you can a computer as easily.
Well, plain and simple, on phones, if you download something, 90% of the time it's going to be from an app store.
Yeah.
You either have the Google store or you have iOS store.
Google knows everything you're doing on a phone.
And with like the Google Play Store and iOS store, it's like they're massive corporations. They're not going to allow like a piracy like app on their thing. So it just kind of makes sense. I'm kind of surprised they've had it for
I'm
this
surprised
long.
they let it go on for this long.
Yeah.
I mean,
well, from the sounds of it, the files were based on their own websites. So from the sounds of it, they were somehow tracked down more than likely through the subreddit.
well, more than likely them being a pirating site, they probably had their own servers up and running, so that way they could have a storehouse of anime, of course. So of course they're gonna have their own files. But I mean,
since they had the app, they probably saw them through that, and then we're like, okay, we'll make
or
them
I mean, they
down.
could just be an app that has a APK file pack that you can just download from Google, or not Google, but the internet. And they probably just found out about them because they're one of the biggest pirating sites or pirating apps for phones. So.
Yeah. What do you guys think about this?
Well, there's kind of two sides of the story. And I see both.
Yeah.
I see the fact I don't necessarily like one company just being able to say, hey, take this down, but also they're in the full right to, because by our laws, by just copyright laws in general, they own the copyrights to a lot of these anime that they are pirating.
The biggest thing with copyright laws is they only come in effect when you're profiting from it.
That is true.
Like me, what I'm doing isn't illegal because I'm not profiting and I'm not buying what I'm doing. That's why, like, I wouldn't.
That is true. Like most pirating, I don't know all the pirating laws, but most pirating laws that I do know about is to prevent profit or just gain of, well, anything in the process of distributing somebody's intellectual property.
Yeah.
I think it's still illegal though to like take someone else's stuff and then just like give, even if you're giving it away, to like recreate it, basically.
Because most of the time these pirating sites are just ripping off of whatever source Funimation is using to put out their
Usually
anime.
they have like
because
a million ads
when you
too.
see
like,
a pirating,
definitely making money.
When you see a pirated anime episode, usually it starts with the Funimation logo, or it starts with like Aniplex or something like that.
Yeah.
Like it has to come from somewhere.
Yeah.
They're not just getting it direct. They're not like sitting in front of a Japanese TV recording the episode. I mean, I'm sure there's some pirates that have tried doing that.
That's old school pirating.
That is very
right
old
there.
school. I remember the days of people putting up their phone in the movie theater and recording that while trying to pirate the movie.
I don't know. My biggest issue is that, I don't know, a lot of the stuff, like, this is something that's always going to happen, pirating. It's just more of they're taking down stuff that's making it easier for people to pirate.
Yeah, like...
Yeah.
You're kind of like an old school pirate where like...
I used to go to Pirate Bay and...
I mean, you're going to pirate stuff like either way. There's no way they're going to like find everything and take everything down. It's just impossible.
I don't know. I kind of think people should do what they want to do or be able to do what they want to do.
Yeah.
As long as it's not hurting people directly. In a way, that kind of makes me not like pirating so much because it does hurt the person that is creating the product.
I think there's a limit. Like me personally, I'm all up for paying the person themselves. I just don't like paying the corporation that...
And I get that. I get that.
Yeah.
And I agree a little bit with you. What I don't like is it being so widespread and so easy to pirate something that everybody does it and nobody... Like, not everybody is like you, Pirateless, where you're willing to support the creator in a different way.
Yeah.
I hear so many people on the internet where they're just like, I just want to watch my free Japanese cartoons. They don't realize it's not free.
No, someone's paying for it.
Somebody is paying for it, and if you're not paying for it to watch it, where the person that created it intended to sell it as a product, you are stealing.
I think kind of what I would like to see, and like instead of it being a pirate thing, but instead of like a website or an app come in there where like there's ads, yes, but you get stuff for free.
Yeah.
Like at Funimation, I know that either Funimation or Crunchyroll, you can watch some of the stuff for free with
both
ads.
of them do.
Yeah.
But like
Both
you
of
can't
them.
watch everything for free.
Right,
ads.
and that's exactly the thing. I would like to see a free streaming app that just gets their revenue through donations and ads.
Yeah. Like you can choose if you don't want to see ads, you can choose.
Yeah, we've said this before.
Yeah.
Why not an anime Patreon?
Yeah.
Where developers and Studio Trigger can go on there and like, okay, we want to make this season of this anime. Fund us.
Yeah.
Before we make this, we need full funding.
Like, well, there's a lot of stuff like I would love to, because personally I had like having physical stuff, whether it's on my hard drive or it's in disc. I prefer to have physical over streaming.
Yeah.
It's just kind of always how I've been because I'm used to having poor internet.
Yeah.
And in general, I just like watching it when I want to watch it instead of waiting for stuff to happen.
I've recently decided I want to do that as well. I want to do it without pirating though, so I actually plan on getting like Blu-rays and stuff.
Yeah.
Just because of the fact of I actually watched Ghost in the Shell this weekend.
If I had shelving, I swear to you, I would be buying a bunch of Blu-rays.
But here's the thing, get this. So I watched Ghost in the Shell.
Like the original
1995 Ghost in the Shell.
Nice.
But get this. I looked up how to watch it at first because it's a little bit confusing of a series, and I figured out how to watch it.
Yeah.
And then I started looking up where to watch it because I was like, it's probably not on any of my streaming services. Like, Funimation said it had it, but it wouldn't play it, which was absolutely stupid.
Yeah.
Classic
Funimation's garbage.
Google said it had it for free
Yeah.
with ads. So I started watching it on that. And then, of course, it was in the Japanese. So I clicked on the only thing YouTube has for captions is the closed caption thing.
Yeah.
And it sucks.
Yeah.
It's auto-generated.
It was even auto-generated. So it was not working for me in my dyslexic brain. So then I went to the Google Play Store. I was like, okay, I will rent the movie.
Yeah.
That has to have better subtitles, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I originally wanted to watch it in the original Japanese. I bought the movie or rented the movie for $3, right? I started playing it. The only option it had was closed caption. I was like, well, dang. So I went to Amazon
Yeah.
because Amazon was another site you could get it. I rented it from there. Another $3. It was the freaking dub.
Nice.
Nothing in it said it was the dub or the sub.
Yeah.
The dub is horrible.
Yeah.
Because it's
It
all
is
like
the classic 1995 dub. It's not even as good as like Cowboy Bebop. In all honesty, I will be honest with you. At the end of this, at the end of me finally being able to watch it, I was just like, I could have went on the internet and I could have pirated it just fine.
yeah.
But no, I went through the proper process and they screwed me over twice.
That's why I'm a pirate of the seas. Woo.
So I don't
Yeah.
know. I get both sides. But yeah,
I do think like they can definitely help people not pirate by like having a good thing or licensing it
Yes.
in
Yeah.
different places. Like there's so many anime you can't even watch, like technically can't even watch because it's just
Bakano.
nowhere. Bakano's nowhere.
Katana Monogatari.
Yeah, that's
Katana Gatari,
Katana Gatari and like Monster. I mean, it's
Monster.
on YouTube, but it's like
Again, it's closed caption
doesn't exist.
subtitles.
Yeah.
Like
So
Well, it's like a lot of the manga I read. A lot of it
I
just
think that
isn't
one
in
actually
English.
didn't have closed captions. I think it was actually like they
Subtitled?
Took it, yeah, I think
Okay,
they took
cool.
it directly from like the Blu-ray or whatever.
cool, because as far as I could tell, Ghost in the Shell did not, and it was stupid.
That is
Yeah.
weird.
But yeah, I don't know. I'm still the person that has my hopes up that Sony will be like, here, we are your Lord and Savior. Here is Crunchyroll and Funimation rolled into one streaming service. It's going to be ridiculously cheap, and then we'll be good.
Yeah.
I know it's not going to happen,
Yeah,
but
I have
wishful thinking.
Very doubts on that. Especially recently, a lot of companies just want more and more and
Yeah.
more.
Well,
Overall, I don't
yeah.
really care about them taking down stuff.
That's
Just
because
whatever.
you've just always paid for streaming apps.
Well, yeah, but like even if you do pirate, these crappy apps aren't the best way to do it.
No, they're not.
So it doesn't really matter, and there's no way they're gonna like find every single pirate website and
No,
take them down.
never, never.
So
It
doesn't
would
really mean
be an
anything.
interesting thing of looking into maybe doing a future project of maybe seeing if we can do our own streaming app.
That'd take money, but I won't mind it. I mean, we'd have to get licensing and
Well, that's the
find
thing,
ads
like-
and stuff.
how can we like podcasts? You know what? We can talk about this off the podcast. I don't want to waste time.
And I don't want people stealing our ideas.
All right, next topic really quick, and then we'll get into the good stuff.
Yep.
Live
action Cowboy Bebop is an expansion to the canon, not the same anime story, according to this news by IGN.
Hang on a second.
I've read through this.
Really quick.
Yeah.
Our last article was by Bounding Into Comics. That's the article we found that was talking about the Funimation DMCA. I wanted to give the source that we're doing it properly.
Yeah. Okay. So this IGN one, I've read through it. Basically, they're saying they didn't necessarily say it would be like a sequel or a prequel or like in between. They said it would add things to the story without like what'd they say? Without like messing up the canon.
This was kind of already known because the person who made Cowboy Bebop has already come out and said that they've strayed away from what he wanted them to, and he is not affiliated with them in any way, shape, or form. Which is kind of one of the reasons why my hopes have fallen for it.
Yeah, so it sounds like they're definitely not doing a 1-to-1 remake, which I think is good. Like, I think it's pointless to do that. I think live action adaptations are generally kind of pointless, but
yeah,
I think it will add to the
specifically that's very pointless.
Yeah. I think I'll add to the hopes of the people, because a lot of times the problem with live action anime is people have the hopes of it being as good as the anime.
Mm-hmm.
So when they remake the anime and it sucks,
yeah,
then they get disappointed. But if this isn't the actual anime, like story-wise, it might help it in a way.
Yeah, it's supposed to be like in the same universe and everything. So I kind of like the idea better of this, where it's like we're telling a story that's in the same universe with the same characters, but it's a different like time or something, or it's like in between certain adventures.
Oh, we got more character pictures up.
Yeah, they're doing side by side of the character pictures.
So like that does make sense to me, but
the heck? Oh, okay. Who are you supposed to be?
But they also have like what's his name? The villain.
I'm not liking some of these castings so far.
What's the villain's name?
That would be not Snake.
Vicious.
Vicious, yes. Yeah, I see that. I don't understand it either.
Vicious, having Vicious in it is weird if it's gonna be like a different story.
Yeah.
So I don't know. They're probably just gonna be like making a random thing.
Like I said, the moment I heard that the creator didn't really support it, I lost hope for it.
Yeah. I feel like I don't know. I have no idea what it's gonna be like.
Well, no, we won't know until it comes out.
It's weird how they're explaining it. Like, it doesn't make sense. Because they're like, it's going to be an expansion to the... Okay, it's going to have some original stories that will add things to the mythos. So I don't know if it's going to be like the same story.
It's just going to be the Space Lobster story.
But they're adding like random...
LSD trip.
Yes.
12 episodes.
I don't know if it's like the same story, but they're adding more elements to it. Like they're going to have more arcs with different things going on. Or if they are just doing random garbage because that's what they always do whenever they adapt things.
It is Netflix.
So I don't know.
You can usually tell how stuff goes depending on who's not hosting, but directing it.
Yeah.
I'm curious about it. When is it supposed to come out? November 19th? I hear
the director's decent. Like the actual director is decent. But I don't know.
We'll see on November 19th.
Yes, we will. And that is it for news.
Real quick, what day does November 19th fall on?
Good question. A Friday.
Aw.
You're hoping it's on a Wednesday?
Yeah, because then we can watch it and give a direct report.
Well, you do know what fell on a Wednesday for us.
I actually segued into this. I'm such a great host.
You are an amazing host.
So, you know what else fell on Wednesday, my good lads?
What is that?
Star Wars
Visions.
There you go. You're supposed to like sync up with them, and then I'd have you battle to see who could say
I'm trying to save my voice. It's slowly going away.
Star Wars Visions.
I forgot he's a sick boy.
I don't know if I'm sick or if it's just allergies kicking my butt. I hope it's just allergies kicking my butt, and if not, then I have like a sinus infection.
That's fun.
Yeah. It's always fun.
So yeah, we watched Star Wars Visions.
We did watch Star Wars.
We did.
Just now.
Like,
I want to
until like 20 minutes ago. Or when did we? Yeah, about 20 minutes ago.
We set up pretty quickly. I was surprised.
Yeah.
Usually it takes us longer.
All right, we should try. I don't know if it's gonna be possible, but we should try to rank them of which ones are favorites.
Oh, let me grab my phone then. I have to look
That
for them.
sounds like fun.
That does sound like fun.
Oh, I should probably look up the episodes. as
So,
well.
what do we want to start with?
Should we
Overall
just
thoughts?
start in
Let's
Like,
just
episode
give
by
our
episode?
overall thoughts.
like to just comprise them up and give our overall thoughts?
Yeah, let's do
Okay.
that.
Let me real quick get the episode list up.
Overall, I thought it was pretty good.
I thought it was above. I hate to give it this because it's Star Wars and anime. It's above mediocre.
Yeah.
I thought it was pretty meh, all in all, averaging out. There was like a few of them that I really liked, but like over the course of all the 9 that we watched, I'd say it's pretty meh.
How many of them would you say were good of the 9?
Let me see here.
Like, do you think like half of them are good, or like
Less
3
than
of them?
half. I'm counting which ones I liked.
I'm gonna give it 5 out of 9.
I probably said like
5 out of 9.
Like
5
5 out of 9
3
were good.
Yeah.
3 or 4 out of 9 were good, I'd say.
Okay. See, I think that's kind of what I expected with this. Like, it's a bunch of short films, so like obviously some of them you're gonna like, and some of them you're just gonna
Yeah.
dislike. I don't think any of them were terrible, but some of them were definitely better than others.
Well, and that's the hard part. None of them were bad.
Yeah.
Like, absolutely bad. Like, it's not like,
Like, there's-
Berserk 2017
Yeah.
level bad.
There's none of them I could like make fun of as being horrible.
Well, there's not really any anime in this day and age that can hit that level anymore, really.
I don't
I
know.
don't know.
I've dropped shows at like the first episode that's like, yeah, this is just Gary Beach.
But because of animation or story reasons?
No, because of story reasons.
Alright.
I've done both.
Alright.
I've
Oh,
literally-
animation? From like this year?
This year?
Yeah, that's what I mean, like this year.
Yes.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah. What one was it? Which one did I drop? It was
Watch be one I really, really like.
Probably.
probably.
Or like a manga I like or something.
I'm going to my.
Trash like that.
I'm curious if they're gonna continue this thing.
There
Star Wars
are
Visions.
there are some things I hope that like me personally I hope that some of this was just like intros to possible anime shows in general that they might
That
start.
would be cool.
And then like basically what the ratings that people give them is gonna determine what we're gonna get. 'Cause
Yeah.
I think that'd be really cool.
Some of them, like the twins, was obviously like way too over the top to like exist in Star Wars. You know, someone just having a lightsaber that can like cut through a Star Destroyer.
I think between it being over top and the way some of the stuff flew.
Yeah, but like other stuff was down to earth enough and like realistic enough for Star Wars that it would fit perfectly in canon and everything.
Yeah.
Like they
Yeah.
could totally make a series and have it be like a legit thing.
I think my biggest issue with it overall, I'm not sure if they just didn't get enough budgeting or if it's because they were given a time limit or what happened, but like a bunch of them felt pretty lackluster in my
You
opinion.
know what they felt to me is they felt very rushed.
Yeah, they felt very rushed.
There was weird jumps in it. Like it either felt really rushed or it felt very censored by Disney.
Yeah.
'Cause there were scenes that seemed like they were going somewhere and then it jumped. And it's just like, what the heck
I
happened?
think that's because of it being a short film.
Well, even short films, you don't really see stuff like that happen a lot.
Short
like,
films are usually like
It's
to the point.
short films are usually longer though.
Well,
Like these are barely like
These are
episode
shorts.
lengths.
These are short-
These are
these aren't
shorts.
even short
They're not
films.
even
Like,
short films. They're
Shorts
just like
and-
shorts.
I've seen a lot of shorts, and a lot of them. I like watching shorts a bit more because it saves a bit on time. But like these, I don't know. They felt too jumpy. Like Boom was saying, too rushed. It felt like they were trying to get through the story a lot quicker than the
Yeah.
time that they had, and I
Well,
don't
it's
like
like-
that.
They literally felt like they wanted to go somewhere.
Yeah.
Like the pacing
Yeah.
felt like it was going great in the beginning. The middle, something would happen, and in the end, it just like flew by really way
Yeah.
too quickly.
A lot of stuff felt like it wasn't explained enough.
I feel like the best ones were the ones that ended with like it acted like this was a small chunk of a larger story.
It felt like
So,
the beginning of something.
Yeah, so it was like this like things happened before this, things happened after this, but
Yeah.
this is the part that's like interesting that we want to show you. I think those ones are the best ones. The ones that try to tell like an entire story, like start to finish in like 15 minutes or whatever, felt a lot more rushed and awkward.
Yeah.
I think a lot of the character dynamics were kind of awkward in some of them, where it's like they didn't have enough time to like be together to make you really care about them.
That is one thing I didn't like a lot about a lot of them, is it just felt like, because in Star Wars you've always kind of had like the heroes running into like somebody and then that person helping them, right?
Yeah.
Because the heroes always seem to find just the good in the galaxy to help fight against the evil. That's just kind of how Star Wars works. In this, it just kind of felt like everybody was there, they had a task to do, and they all just kind of like conjoined together, got it done, and then that was it.
Yeah.
It didn't feel fleshed out enough, in my opinion.
No. Which I don't know if I'm expecting more from it than I should have for it being just like a bunch of shorts.
I went into this thinking I'm going to stay on the middle ground. I wasn't really expecting too much of it because while I like Star Wars, I'm not a big enough fan.
Right.
Like, I wasn't really woohoo about this like you guys were.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I'll come along for a ride and give my honest thoughts on it.
Yeah.
So,
I don't know. And to me, a lot of times, like watching Star Wars or watching anime especially, it kind of just gives me that feeling, like kind of like deep in like my chest, kind of like that building excitement.
Yeah.
Right? Like watching Star Wars always gave me that. Watching anime gives me that, and it's just like I wanted that to like collide together in like at least one of these shorts. I was each episode I was waiting for that anime or that Star Wars short where it's just like, okay, here's the one. It's gonna give me that build up, and then it just never came.
I think that's just because of how short they are.
Yeah.
well, I think,
Like, you can't expect too much build up or like anything from short films. Like, I really wasn't expecting there to be much. Like, I was hoping them to be longer, like hour long or whatever.
Yeah.
But because they were like 15 to 20 minutes, this is kind of what I expected.
You know, okay, maybe build up is the wrong word, but just like that excitement.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like the
I know what you
excitement
mean,
that
yeah.
you have.
But I feel like that's also something you would get more if it was longer. Like, there's
don't know.
nothing
I have
to
seen-
get that much excited about because you don't really know what you're getting into.
I've seen 4-minute videos that have got me pretty pumped up. I think it just depends on the directing and
I've seen
storyboarding.
15-minute YouTube movies, YouTube shorts that have given me the same excitement that like a anime like top tier battle gives me.
Yeah.
Like, and this just never seemed to do that.
I don't think it depends on the time. I think just, I don't know. It didn't feel like it was there. It felt like they were trying to copy something, especially since they all pretty much had the line, something, what's the line?
I got a bad
bad
feeling
feeling
about
about
this.
this.
That's a classic
So-
Star Wars line.
Yeah, but still, they felt like they were just they're grasping for something, and they
Yeah.
just quite couldn't get it.
This is, I think that specifically is more of just, you're given, like, these people were just given the opportunity, like, hey, you can make a Star Wars anime. And they're like, cool, we want to throw all the stuff that makes Star Wars into this short. So they wanted a lightsaber, like, battle, because there's lightsabers. They wanted that line, and they wanted something to do with the Force, because those are like the main attractions of Star Wars. Like, otherwise it's just a generic sci-fi, whatever story.
You can do that, but you can also at the same time make it your own. You know? It didn't
Yeah.
really feel like a lot of made it their own. It just felt like it was there.
Maybe that's why I didn't enjoy them as much, because I like the other side of Star Wars. Like, I like the ship battles, and I like I like the two armies fighting against each other, and kind of like this like mixed tactical thing of like old style like line army and just like new style like combat.
I really liked the Tatooine Rhapsody because it felt like they took it, made their own thing out of it.
Yeah.
It wasn't really a lot of battles. It was just their own story that they made. They took it. It was set in the Star Wars universe, and they made it their own thing.
Yeah.
And I loved that. It felt like they were actually.
It was cool that they
having
didn't
fun
like
with it.
they didn't force like a lightsaber battle and like all that what all the other ones did.
Yeah, like the kid's lightsaber literally never even worked. He tried
Yeah, it
activating it once and it short
it was
circuited.
just a microphone.
Yeah.
Like, it felt natural, like an actual story was building
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
I think he was a Padawan. I
He
think that's
was.
what the backstory was.
Well,
And
yeah,
then-
because he was being chased by the Separatists,
Yeah.
fell down, all that.
and then he was like rescued by them and then just became like a band member. So he probably changed his lightsaber into a microphone.
I think that's what he did.
I think that's what he did at the end of it because it was a lightsaber 4, but it stopped working. So I think
So
he
wait a
just turned
second.
the microphone.
Did the Kyber crystal give him auto tune?
Yes.
Is that why he can sing?
I definitely want to watch it in Japanese.
I do too.
And I also want to watch it again and see if I think better or worse of it from rewatching it. I feel like I'm going to like it more from rewatching it.
I feel like the song in that was definitely originally in Japanese. And
all the dialogue, I feel like I'd get a lot better feeling from them if it was in the original Japanese.
Yeah.
Because one thing Disney should have done is they should have paid a lot better attention to their dubs.
Yeah, definitely.
Because their dubs were very awkward.
They were.
It felt very awkward to me. And that might just be my snooty anime self, but I feel like Funimation could do 1,000 times better.
It felt kind of like a fan dub, in my opinion.
It did.
Yeah.
The voices didn't always mesh with the lips.
Yeah.
And it just felt a bit jumpy here and there. And
Some of the voice acting was better than others.
yeah.
Yeah, I definitely think it would be probably better in Japanese. We did watch it in English, although Boba Fett was amazing.
Boba Fett was amazing.
Well, Boba Fett is
Tamura,
Boba Fett.
Yeah, Morrison playing Boba Fett was pretty sweet.
The only thing I didn't like is they kind of made him out to be like really short.
He was really... That was like the art style of the thing.
That was
Yeah.
our style.
So like everyone was like baby-sized looking, but he was sweet in that episode.
Pumping
like,
his head up and down to the
was,
music.
cool.
I was worried that they were gonna like he's gonna be the villain and they're gonna have to like defeat him or whatever.
Yeah.
But he just wrecks him and brings him into Jabba. So that's pretty great.
Jabba
He
gives
was
him a
cool.
jab.
Yeah.
Jabba.
I mean, I did like that one. It was cool.
Yeah.
It was cool. Okay, so I think that's a good idea of what we think about it. It kind of gives people a very down idea of it. It's
know.
not bad. I don't
No.
suggest people don't watch it.
Yeah.
Like it's worth the 2 hours to watch.
I think if you're a Star Wars fan, it's worth to watch. If you're not,
I
maybe...
think if you're an anime fan, it's worth to watch.
I don't know. It's going to depend. I think some of the episodes, I think if you're not a Star Wars fan, you should watch. But some of them, if you're not a big Star Wars fan, even as like an
I
anime
think if you're like
That
even
brings
a
a good point.
casual Star Wars fan, you'd
Yeah.
probably like it.
That's a good point. If you've never seen Star Wars, maybe watch like episode 4, which is technically episode 1.
Yeah.
Watch that so that way you can at least get the idea of what's going on, and then watch this.
Well, you don't really need to have an understanding of Star Wars to watch it.
I don't know. I feel like you do.
I don't think so because I haven't watched too much
I mean,
of it.
everyone knows what Star Wars is. Like, you have to live under a rock to not know what a lightsaber or the Force is.
I think if you have a general
That's true.
understanding of it, you're fine.
Yeah.
It's just more of a lot of these people aren't going to be too interested in watching.
I feel like if you're a decent fan of Star Wars, like you've seen all the movies and maybe you like some of the shows or something.
Yeah.
Like, or just maybe just like the movies, but like you like anime too, then you'd probably like this.
If you just like anime, I suggest episode 2, probably episode 4, episode 5, and either episode 7. Yeah, episode 7. Those are probably the 4 I'd recommend.
I'd say episode 9. No, sorry, not episode 9. Episode 8.
So which ones did you recommend, Perilous?
2.
Okay, 2's the band
So
one.
Tatooine and Rhapsody, 4, The Village Bride, mainly because of the droids and the waifu. Those are really cool. 5, The Ninth Jedi, and then for the 4th one, that would be number...
I'd say 8.
7? I'm not sure. It's Akakiri. Yeah, that's the one where the with the Sith Lord with the 2 swords. That's Akakiri, right?
No, that's 7. Elder.
Oh yeah, then 7, the Elder.
Oh.
What one was Akakiri again?
Akakiri was with the Jedi that goes to help the planet that's under rule by the Sith, and then he turns to become a Sith.
Yeah, I didn't really care too much for that one.
That one was weird. Spoiler alert, by the way.
There's a lot of spoilers here, if you hadn't noticed.
Spoiler for everything in this.
I'm gonna have to make a spoiler warning for the pre-thing on this.
Probably, yeah. Well,
Episode. Okay, so what time is it?
Do we want to go into ad time and then go into our deeper thoughts and
Probably, yeah.
individual
Let's
episodes?
do that.
I think
Alright.
we shelved it out again. I mean, not again, but I think we shelved it out enough to where we can do the ad time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, see you on the flip
Ad
side.
time.
Ad time. Welcome back from ad time,
Ad
baby.
time.
I hope you added your herbs and spices.
Did
to
you
this
enjoy
spicy
the
pot
ad
of?
time?
I love adding thyme. Thyme and cilantro is like my favorite part of spices.
That's thyme.
Yeah,
Thyme?
thyme.
Thyme.
And cilantro.
Thyme?
Time.
Thyme?
It's pronounced
Thyme.
thyme.
Time.
There's
Time.
a TH.
It's
Time.
The. TH. The.
It's pronounced time. I used to think it was thyme too when I was retarded, but my mom hit me and told me otherwise.
That's what parents are for.
Yeah.
It's also older siblings. When you're like, my hair looks good like that. And they're like, no, you're a nerd. Move your hair to look like a normal person.
Now you're just a weeb.
Yeah.
Hikikomori.
Then I just got big anime eyes and never went back.
Beautiful
I thought
big
that was the
anime eyes.
LSD.
No, I've always been like this.
Oh.
He's adorable.
Mm.
Larry the Swamp. Yeah, so we're back from our ad break.
And we're going to talk more about anime.
No, we're talking about Star Wars. I don't like anime anymore.
We're talking about
I just watched Star
You
Wars.
just watched Star Wars. This
Yep.
is just a Star Wars podcast now.
Yep. I have Star Wars visions. I have anime and Star Wars on my side now.
Nice. All you need is God, and you can do this.
I don't think God can ever forgive me.
Hey, I can relate to that. I think you see my Google history.
I think he's seen mine too.
What about yours, Weez?
I don't know.
He's a
There's
writer.
enough
He's already
forgiveness.
banished by the God.
That's true.
After the things I've read from his writing, probably.
When it's like, what is this? Or if you just search 2 male character names into Google from a popular anime series,
Or-
things come up.
Or if you make your own...
That was your fault for having it on Google Images.
Well, I was looking for an image of them 2 together.
You
I
found
didn't
it.
mean that kind of together.
And they proceeded to write the Christmas song.
I was like, well, I don't remember this from the anime. I guess I have to add that to my script.
Yeah. Apparently, they beep
And
each other.
Yeah. And then Crollo and him fell in love. What? They hated each other.
And they hug each other so close and pull each other together. Oh, wait. Oh, no, this is not where I thought it was going. Stop. No.
This is not wholesome.
So, anyways, yeah.
I think the gods are displeased with us.
Oh, that's my neighbor that has a freaking hot rod.
I think your neighbor's displeased with us. So,
He's
anyways,
always
we
displeased
should get
with
on
everybody.
topic before everyone leaves.
Yes, we should. We should do that.
Who's everybody? I mean, we're the only ones here.
Well, CERN
No,
is
the
in
people
the
listening
ceiling.
to us.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Oh,
There's people listening to
How
us.
you doing? Hope you're doing good.
I love you, my children. Now, anyway.
My
back to-
drugs are wearing off, so
I see.
I'm getting tired.
Hopefully mine don't wear off for the next week.
That's true.
But, anyways, back to the thing. So let's start off with the first episode, The Duel.
Very Berserk-like. It was cool. It was interesting. Very hard to watch for
Alright.
me.
I
Yeah.
definitely need to rewatch it because the animation was a bit strange.
They were running it at like 25
It
frames
was-
per second.
It was meant to be a
frame
nod
rate.
to like Kurosawa
Yeah.
films and stuff like that, and it was interesting.
In my opinion, it felt a bit like Berserk mixed with Cowboy Bebop. For
Yeah.
example, the way he was like, yeah, get this thing done before this boils. Like, yeah, it's something that Spike would do.
That I did like that. That was pretty cool.
Well, here's the thing: not Berserk. Spike was also based off of like the old Japanese like samurai like characters and stuff.
Well, so Spike was based off of Bruce Lee's saying, if water takes a shape. Like, if you put
Yeah.
water in a cup, it becomes the cup. Put it in a kettle, it becomes
Yeah.
the kettle. Be like water.
Yeah. Well, that was his fighting style.
Yes. That's kind of like, that's what Spike was based around, like his personality and all that.
Yeah.
So, anyways, in the duel, it's the samurai guy goes to the village, and then there's like a bunch of other fighting stuff going on between 2 factions, and then there's a Sith lady there, and they're like destroying this village or whatever. And this guy's just like a random wanderer that's just hanging out, and then he sees like the fighting and stuff, and he goes in to fight the Sith lady, and then you find out he has a red lightsaber, so he's not necessarily a Jedi either. He kills her after getting his arm cut off, and then takes her kyber crystal.
I'm not sure if he got his arm cut off.
I'm pretty sure he did. In the second half, you didn't see his arm attached to
No.
his body.
I also saw like he fell down a waterfall and then something else fell down the waterfall.
Oh, no, because like when he got up, I thought I saw his hand. I just thought he injured it.
I
so
thought he
wasn't able
did
to use
too,
it.
but then later I saw it and it didn't look like he had his other hand.
When
But
you guys
maybe not,
rewatch
I don't
it,
know.
let me know.
Yeah, I'll let you know. I thought he only had one, but maybe not. I don't know. But
Yeah.
anyways, So he grabs the kyber crystal, and then he gives it to like the random. He's got like a bunch of red kyber crystals in his coat.
Well, Seems like he's hunting.
I
Sith.
So it
he's
looks
hunting
like
the
he's
Sith.
hunting Sith, which is a cool concept of like this guy is probably a Sith or at least a dark side user that's just hunting down like all the
It
others.
reminded me of Darth
Sith.
Vader's Padawan from not Force Unleashed. Is it? No,
Starkiller.
Yes, Starkiller.
Yeah, it's Force
Yeah.
Unleashed.
Okay. But no, it reminded me of him because he kind of turned against the Sith and started going after him
hunting
too.
down.
Yeah, he
people,
became
so-
a what is known as a gray Jedi,
Yeah, so that's what that
or
kind
not
of
gray
reminded me of.
Jedi, but a gray Force user.
So yeah, then he just gave the kyber crystal and was like, it wards off evil.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There was a lot of kyber crystal stuff in these shorts.
There was.
Like, I don't know why they were just like, I want to do something with a kyber crystal, and everyone else was like, I want to do that too. It was just
I
like
feel
the
like
thing.
it was they wanted. So old Japanese like storytelling very much has to do with like the mysticism type
Yeah.
of stuff. And kyber crystals, Force, Jedi very much embody that.
Yeah,
So I feel like they wanted to put their own spin on that, especially since like George Lucas was big into like the old samurai films.
yeah,
Well, you definitely told like the Ninth Jedi, when there was a not samurai, the lightsaber forged place.
Yeah.
You could definitely tell that's what was going on there. They
Yeah.
kind of based it off that
Yep.
kind of thing.
Not to jump too far ahead, but episode. So I'm trying to think here. Episode 2.
Hold on, how do you guys rate the duel? At
Oh, the
1
duel?
out of 10, yeah.
1 out of 10. 6.
6 out of 10?
I would give it a 7.3 out of 10.
I'd probably give it a 4 out of 10.
Oof.
Dang, harsh. Why so low?
It just, nothing really excited me.
Yeah.
It just felt meh.
I like the fighting in it. The fighting seemed very
The fighting was okay. I don't know. There's a lot of stuff that they did that I thought was kind of stupid, like when he ran on the log and then the log was cut off. Like I feel like if in an actual fight, I feel like you'd calculate that and then not do something like that.
That's a Star Wars thing. Like it
is
happens
a
in
Star Wars thing.
episode 3 and whatever when they're just like running up the like into the lava like area or
Yeah,
whatever.
but I didn't like that either.
I think it's they do it on purpose to like get their opponent in an
Here's
bad
the thing. You
position.
think
Yeah.
about it. You have Sith and Jedi. They're all Force users,
Yeah.
so they can basically fight on any terrain.
Well, no, I
So
got that.
like,
It could
They-
be
they
also
d-
just to get away from people.
yeah,
I know.
they don't necessarily
It was
fight
just
like
a
a
cool
normal sword fighting.
It was just a
style,
cool
but-
like action.
I get
thing.
that. It just felt like he cornered himself,
Yeah, no, I get that.
which it just
It
felt
does
like,
seem weird.
felt like they did that just to progress the fight, and I did not like that personally.
Yeah, I was fine with it. It was a thing.
Yeah, episode 2,
Episode 2.
Episode 2 is
Tatooine Rhapsody.
City.
I liked that one, as I've stated
Yeah.
before.
Basically, it starts off with a young kid, a young boy, being chased by, I believe, stormtroopers
I'm not sure if they're stormtroopers
or
or
clone troopers.
I think because
It
was-
might have been an Order 66 thing. I don't know.
was Boba Fett before or after the clone trooper?
Both.
Yes.
Because sometimes I
So-
get the green and the blue always confuse me. It was the blue, the old one?
Blue
And
was
then,
the old one that was
Okay.
before the
Oh, okay.
clones. Boba Fett
Technically.
came after the clones, but he was also around during the clones, especially
well, I
near
was
the
like,
end.
I was more of thinking like the
Boba
which
Fett
one died
is
basically.
a clone.
Yeah, the blue one.
Yeah, I was more.
Really?
I always get the blue and the
Jango
green
Fett
one.
and Boba
yeah,
Fett.
I get them confused. So yeah, no, that place is after the Clone Wars. Then.
Yes.
Okay.
So yeah, it's
Well, yeah,
It
because
could be-
he's fully grown, so it'd be after.
yeah.
Well, okay. It's hard to tell. It's really hard to tell.
I don't know when these are set, but anyways, he gets chased. He falls into like this
Ship.
and then this guy who's like this band member just kind of invites him to be part of the band.
Yeah, this hut guy is like, "Who are you?" And the next thing we see is they're performing.
Yeah.
Boba Fett comes in. It's like, "I'll disintegrate your friends." He's talking to the hut. He's like,
Yeah.
"Oh, disintegrate your
He needs
friends,
to
or you
bring-
come with
I think
me."
he left like the Hut clan or something, and they
Yeah.
didn't like that, so they hunted him down and they're
Yeah.
gonna execute him.
Well, during that time, Jabba was negotiating or assassinating all of his family members.
Yeah.
So that way he could become the leader.
So after that, they go to execute him, but then his friends come to save him, and they play a song, and then they're good enough that Jabba lets them live because
at first he was gonna kill him.
Yeah, they
but
do
then-
this whole thing where it's like, you make us the #1 band and you be our sponsor.
Yeah.
Let's go. And everyone's like, one more song.
yeah,
One more
and then
song.
Jabba's just like, okay, cool.
And he's flipping his tail
it felt
to it.
very much like an idol anime or like
Yeah.
the anime K-On.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I loved
yeah,
it.
it was cool. 1 out of 10. What do you guys give it?
I'd give it a straight 10 out of 10.
Oh dang!
Wow.
Yeah, I
rolled
really
giving
like
it
that
a
one.
10 out of 10.
I will give it a solid 7.
I'll give it a 5.5.
That one made me pump for joy. I think it'll be better in the
I'm a
Japanese 'cause of
sucker
the song.
for musical animes.
I definitely want to
so
watch it in Japanese and see what the song is like.
Yes, me too.
If it's better in Japanese, it's gonna get a 10 out of 10.
Because that was the only thing that really threw me off was the song. It didn't
Yeah.
really feel right. But I think that's because it was basically made.
I'm
it
gonna
was
give it a
original
6.
Japanese.
6 out of 10.
6 out of 10.
All right.
Episode 3.
The
Episode-
Twins.
The twins.
I actually really like this one.
I liked it. I was severely disappointed because here's the thing: it is drawn in the same exact art style as Kill la Kill in Premiere,
Mm-hmm.
which is 2 of Studio Trigger's like biggest animes.
Yeah.
And like, I was expecting a lot more from it.
What are you expecting from it?
I don't know. It just didn't happen. Okay, it was.
I liked it. It was just
It was good.
big and ridiculous.
I think what I'm disappointed about is I just know it's done now. Honestly, like that's what I was expecting is like I was expecting it to conclude in a different way. I was expecting it just to happen a different way. And it just like it went through it and then I was done. I'm like I'm disappointed.
like
now.
since there was like it wasn't tied together at the end.
Yeah.
You mean? Yeah, that kind of makes sense. That one also felt like just in case you want us to do this again, we could continue the story.
And there comes that idea again for a streaming service where we could go to Trigger and it's just like we will get a fundraiser going for you if you make this.
So I thought it was cool. I liked the concept. Like, I think some of my favorite ones were the ones that had a cool enough base concept of like twins made from the dark side who are like
It felt
Have
very
a-
Dark Empire.
have a reason to like create this thing and they feel it's their destiny or whatever, and then the one guy is like, no, this isn't our destiny, and then you find out he had a vision of that it was just gonna kill her, so he's trying to protect her, and then he knew she wouldn't like fall for it if he just told her, so he just tried to sabotage it and leave and didn't make out in time, and then they just had this ridiculous over the top fight, which kind of makes more sense considering they're like from the dark, like created just from the dark side pretty much, so they're just like forced people. But then he just another thing with kyber crystals where they're just like kyber crystals are the power thing, and then they try to take it and they break it in half. He puts his in his lightsaber, and then
She puts hers in her suit.
in her suit, and then like gets like these lightsaber whip things, and then he runs away. He talks to his droid. That was probably the best part, where it's just like, this is the only way to do it, is like going light speed while having my lightsaber and cutting through her, but there's no way I could like have the guts to do such a reckless plan. And then droid's just like, meow. So then he like goes
did-
to light speed, his lightsaber gets ginormous, and he cuts through the ship and destroys the kyber crystal in her suit.
There was 2 things I liked. I liked the acting in this. Like the voice
Yeah.
acting seemed really good.
It did.
I like that. I like all the emotion they put into it. I like the characters. I do like. So, Disney tried making Studio Trigger PG, and they found a way. Life found a way to put just a little bit of fan service into it.
I seen it with my own eyes.
There was cleavage, and the girl's jumpsuit just exploded.
The guy's jumpsuit exploded first when he like
Yeah.
he took the helmet off, and then it was just like that explosion thing that looked just
Well,
like
you
Kill
pressed
la
the
Kill's
button,
like
you pressed
yeah.
button in that. Yeah.
And so I was like, they did the
So there
clothes
was
exploding
fan
thing.
service all around, and it was. I found it funny because I was like, how are they gonna take Studio Trigger, which is usually known for like pretty any way to put it, raunchy animes
Yeah.
and just like make them PG.
The mouse disapproves.
I'm kind of curious how much they told them to like tone down the violence and stuff. Because
Yeah.
like that one was really violent. Like they showed the guys like getting their heads cut off and stuff.
Oh yeah, people were getting slit in half.
And then other ones were pretty tame. And then there's like no sexual stuff pretty much at all. But I don't
There's
know.
a lot of hand holding.
There
a lot of
was
hand-holding.
there was that hand holding.
That was pretty gross. I remember Mary
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
surprised they didn't even censor it, dude.
I
Come
know.
on.
hand holding out of wedlock is not allowed.
that was
That's
pretty
gross.
That was pretty intense. But we'll get to that one in a minute.
All right.
What do you rate this? The twins?
9 out of 10.
9 out of 10.
It's not that perfect. Maybe if I watch in the Japanese and I get like the Japanese voice actors and stuff, I think that might push it over to the 10. But I
I'm
don't know.
giving it an 8.7. I thought it was good. How about you, Pyrolus?
Probably 4.5 out of 10.
4.5. So you liked it better than the other one.
Yes.
Very cool.
All right. Episode 5, 4.
4. The Village Bride. The one with the extreme amount of hand holding.
Yeah.
And
This one
the
had the
best Star
cool
Wars waifu
Jedi,
of all time.
yeah.
The best waifu right after Darth Vader-chan.
I don't know. This beats Darth Vader-chan by far.
I don't think so. Darth Vader-chan is still number 1.
She
but
was
she's number 2.
cool. Like something about her personality of just like being a cool person.
She
Like there
had-
wasn't
Yeah.
anything I can point out that it was like this made her really cool.
She
and she
had
said
the
this line.
reserve of like
Yeah,
a Jedi.
she
Yeah.
did. She felt kind of like she felt kind of like Barasafi or
Yeah.
yeah. She felt kind of like Barasafi except less dogmatic. I guess she was more of like the nature like.
Qui-Gon Jinn,
Like-
but female.
Yeah, she was kind of like that.
That's how I felt from it. I was like,
Except
yeah.
less like Qui-Gon Jinn would go on like crazy whims. She was just more of
Yeah.
like calm and there, and then just like ready to act when she
Yeah.
needed to. The guy was cool with his helmet. And
He was
just
really cool.
That,
That
will-
no,
that
destroy
helmet
it.
will destroy the universe.
yeah.
That helmet is something.
The fight was cool. The battle droids are great.
The battle droids are
The
great.
storyline was cool of like the village is being attacked by these like pirate people.
And of course,
It
they're
kind
like
of
very
felt like an episode of
peace-loving.
Rebels.
It did.
Yeah.
Like the beginning of Rebels when Kanan like comes out to like protect people or whatever,
Yep.
pulls out his lightsaber. But like there was those like pirates trying to like take down the people and like they were gonna steal the bride as collateral.
Until they got the resources.
And then she comes and just like wrecks them all.
And just does it.
Which is
Nope.
cool.
And the old guy gets left there.
Yeah,
I like again where she was one of them that had the katana lightsaber, right?
Yeah.
yeah, most of them had like cool
Yeah, they, like,
katana
customized their
lightsabers,
own
which
thing.
is cool.
Which Jedi do, but like rare. I don't think you've ever seen a lightsaber come out of a sheath.
No.
Usually they wouldn't do that because the metal
Yeah.
that's required to withstand a lightsaber blade, especially for a long time, like a sheath, does not
Be
really
insane.
exist.
Yeah.
Because lightsabers can theoretically cut through about anything.
See, they just turn it on right before they use it. It's just for the show.
Pretty much.
Obviously.
Right.
It's off until it's time to pull
I mean,
it out.
it's not something practical, and Star Wars has never been practical. It's a weird thing to think about in the
this-
sense of Star
I've
Wars
noticed that
lore.
these shorts follow mainly the rule of cool.
Yep, for
yeah,
sure.
definitely. Like they definitely didn't go like super far into like,
No.
this is, although they did use like kyber crystals and stuff like that, which is like a lot of in-universe things, which is
Yeah.
kind of cool. Like I felt like they didn't just like do whatever they want. They definitely wanted to be like, this is Star Wars, but they
chose
did
a set of rules to follow.
yeah,
and, that's what
and
they
then
did.
just did like whatever
Yep.
whatever felt cool. So
I did like how most of them stuck to the old rule of lightsabers, with the kyber crystals and stuff being more of like a force thing.
Yeah.
And then like Sith actually, so in the actual lore, Sith actually had to create their own kyber crystals
Yeah.
because kyber crystals would not work technically with Sith.
they
Yeah,
actually
losers.
some of them. I'll get into it more, but like in the new like canon for
The new canon,
lightsabers, it's actually they were pretty accurate with a lot of the things.
Yes.
Like obviously the
make my
twins
lightsaber
one
longer.
wasn't,
the twins
but-
one wasn't.
but the one we'll talk about that one later though. My
That-
favorite one, they did a lot of the
That's
lore, which was
one I was
super
getting to
cool.
because it's right next. is some of them use the old lore, some of them use the new lore,
Yeah.
which is
Yeah.
cool. What do you guys rate Village Bride?
10 out of 10.
10 out of 10?
Really?
I really like
it?
this one, yeah.
Nice.
Especially the bad joints. Oh, there he is.
I'm going to give it 8.5.
8.5. I gave mine an 8.8. Just barely above. I'll give it an 8.9.
Are you writing down what all we're...
Maybe.
For what purpose?
If we wanted to rank them at the end, you could check
okay.
your things and then
Yeah.
see which
Okay,
ones you
that's
like the
fair.
most.
All right, next one. The Ninth Jedi. This one is about so there's this mysterious world where this lightsaber smith is crafting.
These catapults that launch hands down, grab asteroids with
Yeah, let's not
crystals,
talk
and
about
they yank it back, and Boom was like, that's not possible, it's not real. But I was like, oh, that's pretty cool, man.
It's not even like the lore of Star Wars. It's just weird.
And it shoots a hand
I
out,
like
grabs
it. It
pulls
felt like
back.
something that could be in Star
Then they
Wars.
harvest the
Sure.
crystals and hammer it out.
I didn't like the fact that it was just like impacting into the earth. I'm just like, somebody's going to die.
No, it's very, very
and the
mathematical.
the one girl that's just like sitting there watching it, just like boom.
Yeah, and she's like, oh, time to collect
Oh,
more.
that's cool.
Anyways, so these Jedi all come to this abandoned floating Jedi temple. They're supposedly summoned there by the Lord of the planet, and the Jedi lightsaber smith is making lightsabers for them to basically rebuild the Jedi Order.
Yeah.
Long story short, because I don't want to spoil it all, the lightsaber smith ends up making the lightsabers, and his daughter is in basically told to bring them to the Jedi that are up in the station, because the smith is getting attacked by two Sith hunters
And some
or Jedi hunters.
and some stuff at the station happens that I don't want to talk about because I think it's pretty cool, and I
Yeah.
want to leave this one up for you guys to see.
That's a cool spoiler. At the end of it,
There's an old droid that's commenting on stuff. He's pretty funny.
He was great.
the end of it has lots of lightsaber fighting, and they also play on the whole fact of kyber crystals change color and also represent how strong somebody's in the Force.
Yeah.
So you have green for Scholar, you have like blue for Guardian, you have red for Sith.
In canon,
purple for
it's
neutral.
explained that like when you get your kyber crystal and stuff, you like create a bond with it kind of, and that creates like the color. And Sith do a ritual called bleeding it, where they'll usually steal it from a Jedi and then like bleed the crystal, cause it pain to like turn red. And
Which is similar to the old lore, because the old lore, they just had to use purely synthetic crystals because they couldn't use actual kyber crystals.
so they kind of took that to the extreme, where it was just like you picked it up, it changed color, which was really cool.
That
And
was
if you
really
weren't
cool.
a Jedi, it was just clear.
And then like hers, she wasn't a Jedi, so it was like clear. And then as she used
Followed
the
it and used the
Force
Force,
more,
yeah.
like it changed color. It was super cool.
I called what her color would be, and I'm banking on that.
See, I was hoping that she would be like a true like neutral person, where the lightsaber really wouldn't show a color. Usually they represent that with a silver blade,
Yeah.
but I was kind of hoping that like her blade,
Ahsoka's white
Yeah,
lightsabers
yep.
would be cool.
I was kind of hoping they'd
But-
go that route. But it was also cool that she just like finally got strong enough in
Yeah,
the Force.
it was definitely
Yeah.
cool seeing it just like change. Into
Well,
the
it's definitely a
colors.
power gain because like her blade was basically useless because it didn't really
Yeah.
cut too much until she got that power.
So
I was kind of disappointed because the one she was using, like, it lengthened and extended, but she didn't use that in the fighting at all.
oh, that would have been cool.
Yeah, like it was.
if she did that,
It did show that it
because it showed
did lengthen and
yeah.
shorten, but she never used it tactically or anything.
Yeah.
that would have been cool.
They actually showed that as well in the Twins.
They did it in a different way though.
They did it in a different way. But
Yeah.
a lot of it's weird because technically the only lightsaber that does that technically is Anakin's. Because
Yeah.
Anakin actually specifically did it to fight Jedi, where he could just adjust his length during
Yeah.
combat. Well, actually not Anakin, Darth Vader.
Yeah, I think there was some. I don't remember. I feel like it was in some show where somebody had a lightsaber and it was like this little
Ezra.
dial. Like, yeah, Ezra had it where it was like this dial will shorten it.
Yeah,
to,
Ezra
like,
has that.
since you're a little baby and you suck.
Meanwhile, Count Dooku just had his curved hand
Yeah,
on, squish
Count
and
Dooku.
flick.
So what would
Count
you rate?
Dooku was awesome.
He was.
What would you rate this one, Pyrolus?
10 out of 10.
Let's go.
I like this one.
How about you, Boom?
10 out of 10.
I'm going 9.9.
It literally felt like the most Star Wars anime possible.
I loved it.
The fight scene on the water, that was amazing.
There was so much I didn't expect.
I feel like our opening thing was just kind of like, yeah, it was kind of mediocre and fine. And then when we get into individual ones, it's like, this one was fine. This one was amazing.
If you take it as a whole, it doesn't feel correct. But
because like half of them are decent or like meh.
Overall, I'd rate it 5 out of 10, but individually, we're going
some of them
different.
are insane, yeah.
Well, like the next one, TOB1.
Oh, I get it now. It spells Toby.
Yeah.
Toby's a stupid name.
This one was very Astro Boy-esque.
I didn't like it.
So,
very kiddish type anime style.
My first problem with it is the freaking sound effect they used for whenever he took a step.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was annoying. Why did that sound have to be so annoying?
As well as just, it was just all weird.
It
I
looks
hated
too
this one.
cartoonish.
I hate this one so much. I'm just gonna rate it a 0 right now.
Dang.
I'm probably going to do the same. I really did not like this one.
Okay.
It was jumpy. Like, it was kind of a heartwarming thing. But honestly, the freaking, like, astromech droid that, like, gained force sensitivity in, like, the What If comics was a much better story than this.
I'm going to give it a 7.
What?
I thought it was...
Get out.
That's the lowest, well, second lowest grade I've given any of them.
Get out.
This one definitely felt very
You
rushed.
can't be in here.
It's a 6.5.
No.
This one definitely felt very rushed.
So
It
the
didn't
first
feel...
half I actually really liked. I
Yeah.
like the idea of like his like I definitely wasn't it was more dark than I expected. Like when like halfway through when just everybody dies. Like the Sith just show up and just kill the master and it's all his fault because he like sent the transmission thing that like caused it. So like he just accidentally caused the death of like everybody, including his like master maker.
Because he like thought he was pretending to call a Jedi to place, but he actually contacted
the Sith.
Yeah.
So anyways, he screws it up,
called the devil at 9 in the morning.
kills like everybody, and then
The boy wasn't even that sad. He was as sad
gets
as like
out
his
and he's
boss
just
died.
like,
Yeah.
no, and then he's like, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm going to continue his legacy, which I thought was cool because it was like his whole thing was I want to be a Jedi and live the glory or whatever. But then he was like, I want to respect his legacy and like do what he wanted me to do. And so he finishes that, and then it just felt like they crammed a fight into it just because it needed a fight.
I felt like the whole thing was crammed. Like, oh, we're giving you this bit. He wants to be a Jedi. Oh no, all of a sudden this person dies. Now he doesn't want to be a Jedi. Oh no, he finishes.
I thought that was fine.
All of a sudden a crystal came out of him and he's a Jedi. Oh no, now he's got a
that-
jetpack.
yeah,
He
yeah.
flies out. I didn't like it.
That's the part that felt cramped to me. Like the first part of it, it felt pretty fine to me. Like it didn't feel super rushed or anything. Like it obviously was quick, fast paced because it's a short story thing. But like,
But you don't have to have it fast paced for a short.
I didn't feel like it was. Like it just felt like the last fight made it too much. Like
Yeah.
it could have just been like him working the entire time and then coming across like some other struggle or like finally getting the crystal at the end to like go on his adventures after he finished it. But just like the random fight at the end and then the that kind of made me laugh when he was just like combination with me, and he just the robot jumps on his back, he just goes super powered and cuts him down. And it's like there was just no explanation. He just did that like he could always do that and just didn't even like like consider it before that point.
He used a lightsaber,
So-
like, he was the one female.
Yeah.
Like he was Rey.
Like he was right, yeah, just like pulling out a lightsaber. So
Pull
I
it
don't know.
out and all of
It
a
was
sudden can use
fine.
it.
I didn't think it was bad. I liked it more than I thought I would.
All right. Next one, The Elder.
The Elder. So there's a Jedi Padawan named Dan. For some reason, these have there's 2 episodes that have the stupidest names for Jedi. One's Toby and the other one's Dan. I feel like they ran out of names, so they just pulled a random one out of a hat.
I mean, nothing against people named Toby or Dan, but like
Well, that's the most un-Star
Dan,
Wars name I could
the
imagine.
Jedi Knight Dan. It's
Yeah.
just like
The
why?
and
And here's the
needs to be
Jedi
like-
Master Toby.
It needs to be like Dan Gun G or something,
Yeah.
and then it would be like, okay, this
Dan
is
Gun.
yeah.
You got Anakin Skywalker, you got Qui-Gon Jinn. Like, personally, I don't even like Luke too much as a name because that's just too normal.
Yeah.
It's just...
Well, you know why his name Luke.
Yeah, I know.
Because George Lucas.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
I'm just saying it's still too bland.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, it's got Dan and his master, and they're a Jedi team. So this is during Clone Wars.
Yeah.
This was before Clone Wars.
This was before Clone Wars. They go to a planet. I don't remember why. I missed the first half.
So
of
they
this.
were
patrolling.
Okay.
They were doing peacekeeping patrols.
They wanted to patrol the outer edge because the master wanted Dan to Padawan to get more experience.
And
in
Dan's
that
all
area.
like, "I'm gonna be a super fighter." He's like the generic Padawan.
Yeah,
like, trope thing.
I think he wanted to bring him out there to like calm him down and
Yeah.
teach him there's more than just fighting, but ended
And it
up
was
just
like-
being fighting.
And there's like, "There's a bad feeling. Go to this village." And then they're like, "This one creepy old guy went up this mountain." And then they're like, and then the master's like, they eventually plan out where the master's gonna hang out by the ship. The boy's gonna go up the mountain path.
Well, I thought it was great because like we saw the ship, Boom was like, "That's a Sith ship," and then the Jedi Man's like, "That's a Sith ship."
Yeah, he's like, "That looks like a Sith ship," which is cool because it's annoying when it's like super evil, ominous looking thing, and they're just like, "Well, I'll just wait by the ship and you can go up there."
Yeah.
But he's just like, "Yeah, this looks kind of like a Sith ship." But he goes up there. He finds like the dead animal.
It's a big dead animal.
Big dead
Like,
animal. And then it's like, "Oh no, this is probably a Sith." And he's like, "Come back to the ship." Turns around, the guy is there.
Yeah.
So then Dan fights the guy, and the guy just he takes
His
him
teeth
down.
were too yellow for my liking. They were too yellow.
It was old man yellow.
It wasn't old man yellow. It was like urine yellow. It was too yellow.
That's true.
It was yellow because he was like using the dark side, I think, to like prolong his life.
Does that make your
Think?
teeth yellow?
Actually degrades your whole body. There's a character in Knights of the Old Republic that was literally made out of just like chunks of stone.
Was his teeth yellow?
He didn't have teeth.
All right then. Why is his teeth yellow?
So I don't know. He doesn't brush his teeth.
You should have dentures. Like
He has bad teeth etiquette. So, anyways, this bad teeth etiquette Sith fights Dan, wrecks him, and then the Master comes by and he wrecks the Sith, which was an amazing fight.
The way
This-
you
was.
said that, it's just like the master like wanders over there. No, he went and fought him.
He pretty much just
He pretty much
walked
just wandered
up to
over
him.
there.
They're
That's
just like, "Get wrecked." I think
He
this was.
He didn't burst a sweat. The Sith guy was
Yeah.
like, he pants like trying to fight him. The guy's like, "Yeah, take your lightsaber, break it, kill you."
The Sith was
done."
like, "Dang, you're a worthy opponent." And he's like, "If only I was at my prime." And then the Master just like wrecks him. And then it's like, "Yeah, he probably would have beat me at his prime. But now he's old, so I was able to just get wrecked."
Then we get a life lesson on how we're all gonna die someday. And it was amazing.
Yeah, and he was just like,
That felt
eventually,
more like anime than anything.
eventually your power will wane because you're not like, your strength goes up, but then as you get older, it like
You're not
wanes.
Anakin Skywalker where you can fight 10 Jedi at the age of like 56.
Yes. So, anyways, that was kind of a cool like lesson in story. I liked it. I thought it was fun.
I like that one too.
I thought the fight was probably like the coolest fight of maybe all of them.
It was a pretty cool
Like
fight.
just the choreography and like the slow motion, like they were going so fast that like they just did it in slow motion as you saw like how they manipulated each other.
I like the 9th Jedi fight more, but this fight definitely comes after that.
The ninth Jedi fight
that fight
kind
was
of
good.
highlighted like the multi
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
lightsaber
This
fight
was
Yeah.
definitely the best one-on-one.
because he used like the guard stance. The other guy was using the I forget the dual sword stance name, but he was using the dual sword stance name and like how it was really cool. Like,
This one was
It
definitely
was
a good one.
great when he disarmed him, grabbed his lightsaber,
Yeah.
and then just like tossed it up in the air and cut it in half.
Yeah.
That was so cool, and I don't know
you
why.
you don't see Star Wars characters do that. very
Yeah,
often.
they usually just like throw it to the side or
Yeah.
something.
And the character gets in, kills
It's
him. I was
kind of
like,
a
what?
thing in Star Wars too to like throw your weapon to the side to like find a peaceful solution or whatever.
Yeah.
But it was awesome just seeing like, and then the final fight where he like just brings the lightsaber to his chest and then turns it on.
That was sick.
That was
really
amazing.
sick.
And I could imagine a parody in a bridge of it, and I was like, "Hey, want to see magic? What?"
Oh,
I was thinking of things like that throughout the end series.
oh, here
I wanna
comes
do
that
so
next. We're
badly.
gonna be doing Star Wars.
Star
Visions.
Wars Visions of Bridge.
I am all up for this.
Oh man, that'd be a big project.
That would
I'm
be
all up for
really
this.
hard. It'd get like major copyright probably.
More than likely,
To,
yes,
like,
but we can fight
work
it.
through that super.
Why don't we just like
hard,
hit up Team 4-Star?
Yeah.
Why don't we
be
just do
like,
that?
You want to mess with Disney now?
You teed everyone else off.
What do you rate this one?
Me?
10 out of 10.
Pyro's just
It's either I like it or I hate
nothing.
it. All or nothing, baby.
It's like this is the best
8.5.
piece of fiction I've ever seen.
That's how I am with
8.5.
anime in general. It's either all or it's nothing.
I feel like this one was an 8. Probably an 8.5. I'm kind of with Boom. I'll give it an 8.4 to be different.
All right, so this next one, it's weird. I like it. I also dislike it at the same time.
The art was too iffy for me. It felt too much like Mulan,
The art
but
was
potato.
the best in
I
this
don't know.
one. Out of all of them, I felt like this had the best art.
Oh, this is the furry one.
The Lob and
Oh,
Ocha.
I was talking about
not
something else.
Yeah, you're talking about the final one.
Yeah.
Oh, the final one, yeah.
That it did have weird. Yeah. Yeah, this one animation looked insane. Like the city like scapes and everything.
I like
were,
the
like,
cityscapes.
crazy. Also, the
They were
beginning
cool.
of just like the camera like rushing past the like
That
you don't
was
see that very
sick.
often.
The
in
camera
anime.
angles
That's
and
pretty
stuff, yeah.
insane. That's like a huge painting that they just like, or a huge drawing that they just went with the camera over.
Yeah.
That's
I
pretty
forget.
impressive.
I forget the race, but there is a race in Star Wars that
They're
looks
furries.
like giant bunnies. And
Yeah.
this girl is enslaved by the Empire. She
As all
escapes
furries should be.
and joins this family. Well, eventually, the Empire take over this planet, and the family is torn between either aligning with the Empire or fighting against the Empire. So the daughter of the family, the true daughter of the family, not the adopted daughter, decides to join the Empire, and the father decides to fight against the Empire, and the rabbit girl is kind of aligning with her father, but also wants to save the daughter, which is turning towards the dark side. We find out this family's been like having a lightsaber and like force, I guess technically force techniques passed down because they're all force sensitive, I guess. Passed down to them for generations and generations. The rabbit girl is handed the lightsaber and told that even though she's not family, she's still family to them. Not family. She's not family by blood, but she's still
Yeah.
family to them. And there's this big battle between the daughter, the dad, the rabbit girl, and yeah.
Yeah. What do you think of this one?
I don't want
Pyros?
to say how it ends, so.
What do I think of this?
Yeah.
I don't know. A lot of stuff I was mentally criticizing a lot of stuff that was going on. I didn't like it too much.
This might be one of my least favorites.
Yeah. For
Story
example,
wise.
like I don't know, it had promise, but it
It
didn't
did
fulfill.
have promise.
Like there was a lot of stuff that I felt very much was a stupid decision. For example, when they stopped at the Sith thing and the girl got out of the car, and instead of going back to the hover car to drive away, she jumps on the side, runs the long thing, and slips and falls.
Yeah.
It's like
She wasn't even being chased or anything.
No.
She was just like, runs away.
it was like I didn't like that.
Yeah.
The whole thing in general, like the sister, like saw the one girl be enslaved and freed her from slavery from the Empire. She's like,
Yeah.
oh, the Empire's the good guys.
Like, that also didn't really add
You
up.
literally like freed her from
if
slavery.
she was slavery from non-empire, it would make way more sense. But we
Yes.
saw freaking stormtroopers next to him at the
Yes.
beginning. It's like,
Yeah.
what? Also, her like change from just being like, I love you, you're gonna be part of my family, to like, I don't really care about you, this is family
Yeah.
business. And then
She didn't even do that. She was like, I love you, you're part of my family now, to like, oh, I kind of agree with the Empire more, to I'm a Sith Lord.
yeah,
It's just
pretty
like,
much.
what the
to
heck?
like, I've always hated you and resented you.
yeah.
Yeah, it was
It's like,
too quick of a
Oh
change
my
for no reason.
goodness, yeah.
Because like she didn't even have a reason to hate her. Because not like the dad favored her. Like the dad was like, "I'm sorry, I mistreated you. I should have
Yeah.
treated you better."
And I thought Anakin went quick from like, I'm going to kind of be a Sith to I'm murdering children.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she went from like, you're my best friend, to like, the Empire's probably right about this, to just like, I will literally kill you.
Yeah.
I
To, like,
blinded my father. You're
Yeah.
next.
yeah,
Yeah.
Like, it just-
like, how did she go from that to that? Like, it was so insane quick turn. So.
Look, I get they symbolized her like turning total dark side of her, like her eyes turning
Yeah.
yellow
Yeah.
and stuff. Like that was kind of cool. And like
But
I
she's
get it,
not
like
even,
if
like,
her
a force
family,
wielder, I don't think.
no, her whole family's
are
force
they?
wielders.
Okay.
They're like
'Cause
force
they didn't really
sensitive because a
explain
Jedi
that
like.
much.
Well, what happened was a Jedi like
Yeah.
trained them in the way, then disappeared.
So I guess he
Um,
trained them. I don't know. It didn't really explain.
He didn't explain it too much. No.
But yeah.
Star Wars Visions kind of makes it out to be that like an average like robot, well, literally a robot can use the force. So
Yeah.
Well, it just this one I think definitely suffers from the case of it got rushed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just the characters just felt weird. Like
which is
I
weird because
liked-
this is the second longest one.
the
Yeah.
original like conflict was pretty good, where it's just like, oh, you agree that the Empire, or even like you just see that we're gonna get screwed over if we don't agree with the Empire.
If the setup was different,
and then
I
it would
think
be
it
like,
might have been
then it'd
nicer.
be like, okay, I understand her point of view, I understand her dad's point of view,
Yeah.
and there's like this argument. But for them to go to be like, we're a happy family, just to be like, I'm gonna murder you, just kind of
Right.
came out of nowhere. It was
Yeah.
like, okay.
And she kills the droid. That's what broke my
Yeah,
heart
and
most
then
when
she
the
just
droid
like
was
slaughters
killed.
the droid.
That's
yeah.
what I care about. The droid like was sweet. He took family photos. Like he was the mom of the family, and
Yeah.
then she just like slaughtered him.
So
I give this one 5.9 out of 10.
what about you, Pyrolus?
Probably a 3 out of 10.
All right, I gave it a 5.5. Definitely my least favorite one.
The
so
visuals
far.
were really good.
The visuals
I
were
love the
extremely
visuals.
good. The visuals,
That's the reason why it's not a 0. The visuals.
the visuals were like probably one of the best of all of them, and it was
Yeah.
like one of the weakest stories. So
Now probably my least favorite, besides for the droid boy one. Akakiri. Why can't I say names on this podcast? I was saying it perfectly fine earlier. Akakiri.
I give
right?
this a negative potato out of 10.
Wow.
wow,
Yeah.
negative
I liked.
potato. I liked this one. I thought it felt a lot different than the other ones.
Yep.
Mm.
I
Like,
liked the whole
it definitely
idea
felt
It was
where.
unique.
Yeah.
It was weird.
Basically, it's a classic thing of world gets taken over by Sith. Jedi comes to help. The Jedi ends up like accidentally harming somebody they love, so they go to the dark side to save the person they love, defeating the purpose of no attachment, and also basically going full dark side.
Yeah.
And I would say more, but the whole story was just that lead up. So I don't want to like spoil it all the way.
I think we have to spoil this one. I don't know how to talk about
There's
it
not
otherwise.
too much story here, which is one of my biggest.
This
issues
one's also
with it.
not that great, so I don't
Yeah.
really care. I mean, it's
Alright.
good. I mean, go watch Visions before you watch this. Like, it's on Disney Plus, but
We
Too
should
late
say-
to say that.
Well, I'm gonna put it in the spoiler warning.
Okay.
but this one felt unique and weird, and I guess I kind of like it. It also felt kind of rushed, I guess. Not super bad, but like the build up of him like having, I guess, a subverted expectations, where the build up was of him to like fight this destiny that he had, and
Yeah.
like earlier in it he says something like, there is no destiny or whatever, like
Yeah.
you just choose what you want to do. But then like he goes to his flashbacks and finds out his master was like, don't go there, send someone else, because your judgment's going to be clouded, you'll be tempted to the dark side more easily, and this vision is like of you failing, so
Yeah.
you don't want to just go there and fail. And then he goes there and he just fails.
Yeah.
So like kind of seeing that was interesting to me. It was an interesting concept of like, instead of like going beyond fighting like something super hard that you have like a negative to, like you're automatically in
You
a
know what
bad
this one
place
reminded
going
me
here.
of?
He just goes there and fails instead of like actually succeeds. So
You know what this one reminded me of? Afro
Hmm.
Samurai.
it reminded me of Samurai Jack in the art style.
Yeah. But it reminded me in Afro Samurai very much like how the story was portrayed.
The art style is kind of, I don't know, it depends on the scene. Some of them
Art
are
style was
okay.
weird.
A lot of them are pretty
Like
jank.
the faces were really like, they kept moving.
Yeah.
And that like kind of throws me off.
The princess looked like a straight up potato.
She was really weird.
Like it was awkward.
Like, yeah, her face was really awkward at some points.
the story definitely had potential, but like I don't know. I like the traveling aspect of it, like how they had it wander through
Yeah,
stuff.
that was cool.
I liked that. The weird bird horse things
Yeah.
were interesting.
What do you think about the Traveler companion guys?
They were okay.
Yeah, I thought they were just kind of.
Yeah, they were meh. I didn't really care too much about
comedy
them.
relief.
Yeah,
thing. And there was no tension.
No, there wasn't any tension.
It was just a weird like comedy thing at the beginning.
They felt like, well, I hate to put it this way, but they felt like the generic like Asian comedy guys, and it just didn't work in this story aspect.
A few times they were kind of like fine, but for the most part they were just kind of annoying.
Like it was a 4 out of 10 up until we got to like the battle and the ending. Then that's where it started dropping for me.
Yeah, you didn't like the ending?
No, it didn't make any sense. Like this guy hasn't seen this princess lady for 10 years, and he comes back, accidentally kills her, and all of a sudden it's like, yeah, I'm gonna join the dark side now. I don't like that. It makes sense.
I liked that part. I felt like their relationship was tied up enough where it was like they saw each other. They had that moment on the balcony.
I didn't think so because they just had that one moment on the balcony, and that was a.
But I mean, Jedi have done that like before, so I kind of bought it.
The difference between that is that like Anakin saw Padme when he was like a child and just like became a stalker and like never left her alone.
Well, you see, Jedis are just like so restricted from everything romantic. They have like one close experience with a woman, and they're just like, oh my goodness,
they're just weebs.
I got within 30 feet of a woman. This is amazing.
I smelled the scent of a woman. Guys, listen to this.
So that I kind of bought that. It was like there was just some. I felt like the chemistry between them was fine, even though she was at a really weird face.
I don't know. I didn't see too much chemistry. Like even the traveling, there wasn't too much chemistry between them.
I guess not. I just felt like he had some connection to her, especially with the backstory. But anyways, when it gets down to it, like I understand why he saved her. I don't understand how they're just like, we can probably do this together and find a way to save her. It's like, okay, let's do it, and then just like hands on her, boom.
Yeah, and then like they just leave the planet. Like the one lady, this lady was supposed to be like the ruler of this planet, is up and leave.
I mean, in a way, he succeeded. Like they're no longer on the planet.
I felt like the saving her thing was really janky.
Yeah,
like that just makes no sense to me. If he had cut her down and then she had like, I have this like repair thing that can like save her if you just join me in the dark side, that would make more sense. But them just being like, we're gonna touch her together.
He cut her in half and they mended her together.
Like I guess this is partially a thing that bothers me because of like other canon and stuff, where like Anakin's whole thing was, I want to save Padme.
Yeah.
And he doesn't save Padme. Like that power is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't exist. So for them to just be like, and it actually works, and then it's like,
correction, Rey.
That's a
different thing.
That does not.
That
count.
uses light side, and it takes your own energy and transfers it into them.
But here's
whatever
the
new trilogy does, I don't want to hear it.
The stupid thing is the new trilogy made it out to be that if the council would have just told Anakin about that technique, Anakin had enough light side energy to be able to save her.
Okay, the other thing is she wasn't in any danger.
If Anakin was just made a Jedi Master instead of being kept a Padawan, but they wouldn't have had the issue.
Here's the thing. He was seeing her die in childbirth.
Yeah.
He knew that. He was afraid that she was going to die in childbirth.
I think the thing that Rey did was different, though, because it was more of like healing your wounds, whereas that would probably be like a different kind of death. I don't know. But I'm guessing the other thing is that could be like an art form that wasn't really prevalent or like accepted as
I don't like it at all
or successful.
I mean, in the original lore, yes, there is forced healing.
Yeah,
but there's never forced revival. I wish there
was.
Well,
they never revived any. Well, I guess they revived. Kylo revived Rey, but that was like a whole sacrifice thing. Like Anakin would literally have to kill himself to save Padme.
No.
I mean, to like revive her completely.
No.
Probably.
No.
I mean, that's how.
Because the main reason she died is because she was choked.
Well, yeah. I mean, if she had died and he went to save her, he would have to like use his entire life to save her. Like if he just didn't go to the dark side, she wouldn't have died.
And again,
she wasn't going to die in childbirth.
That's what I was saying, is that if the council just would have been like, oh yeah, there's this force technique, you're not technically supposed to have it, but you're like the most powerful one, and you could technically slaughter us all, so here you go.
If the council had just wanted to be a master like he wanted to, then Darth, not Plagueis, but Palpatine wouldn't have been like...
Sidious,
that's
Darth Sidious.
Darth Sidious would have been like, you could be a Sith Master instead and be more powerful than what a Jedi can ever promise you.
I think that Force healing can only heal like kind of minor wounds. I don't think it can do much.
We can find out.
Because like Baby Yoda used it and just healed some like tiny wounds.
Oh, frick, I forgot Baby Yoda. What has happened to Star Wars?
Well, Baby Yoda and Rey are specific because they weren't like trained. It was just kind of an instinct thing. So it could be like it wasn't even a thing. Like nobody
Baby
even
Yoda
thought
makes
of this.
sense. Rey doesn't.
How did a Jedi not think of this? Oh, my friend is shot. Well, can't do anything about that.
Well, Jedi also had that whole thing about like death and life and like how it's natural cycles and like not to mess with like trying to
there is
bring people.
literally
Also
a whole
attachments.
There is literally a whole
You're not
sector
supposed
of the
to
Jedi
care
Temple.
if they die.
No,
You're not
you are.
supposed to care.
There's
You're
a
not
whole
supposed to have
sector. There's a
attachments to
whole
them.
sector of the Jedi Temple called Jedi healers. Jedi healers. They're doctors.
Well, they can't save everybody.
I don't know.
I don't. They didn't show that much though. Like they haven't shown any Jedi healing in Clone Wars era, like at all.
They're in the books.
Well, the books don't exist anymore.
Right. That's what I'm saying. What happened to Star Wars? Star Wars was good.
I don't know. It always sucked.
Anyways, back to anime.
Back to
Star
the anime
Wars.
thing. Star Wars has always sucked. That's my
What?
opinion.
You love Star Wars.
I love Star Wars, but it's always been stupid.
That's the point.
I know. And
It's
it's
just-
still stupid.
It got to a stupid level where it's just like this is not acceptable anymore.
I mean, regardless of what happens in the sequel trilogy of like the lore wise stuff, the movies were just bad. They were uninteresting. The characters were bland.
Yeah.
Like
That's Star Wars.
Even if it breaks the like lore or whatever, if the characters are uninteresting, the plot is bad, then it's just a bad movie.
No. You know what we should do? We should rate this last
We should
episode.
rate this last one. I don't know what to rate it. It was so weird.
I rated it negative potato out of 10.
Oof. 4.
4. I'm gonna give it like I don't know. Like depending on how I think about it, I either like really really like it or I just kind of like yeah. I'm gonna give it like a 7.
Okay. Well, that's it.
So dang. What was our highest? Our highest rated one was the Ninth Jedi.
And
That
was
one
good.
was definitely the best.
I recommend the show to anybody that slightly likes Star Wars, or if you're really big into anime.
So I'm guessing if anyone's listening to this podcast, they're probably really big into anime.
Yes.
So if you also
go watch it.
like Star Wars, go watch it.
No, if you're really big in anime, this is a good anime viewing experience.
Yeah, I guess
because
it
it's
is.
something different.
So even if you like know just the basics of Star Wars, or have like seen the movies or whatever, and you're just like cool, I like the idea of Star Wars.
If you
even if
like-
you haven't seen the movies, but you're just like lightsabers are cool, you can go watch this.
If you like shows such as shows like music animes, you'll like the episode 2. If you like anything like Samurai Champloo or Samurai 7, anything like that, you'll love all of these because they're all very much like that old style samurai action.
Yeah.
Like I said, just go with what I recommended and you won't go wrong.
It's it's kind of a mixed bag. Like there's some that are like really good, others that are kind of
So next we're gonna watch it in the Japanese, and then we're gonna watch it in chronological order. And here we go, watching the whole series again, and then we're gonna watch these in
Then we're gonna
chronological
watch
order.
all of Star Wars with adding these in where
Yes.
we think they apply. It's like in between random episodes of Clone Wars, they'll just be like that one.
Dude, before
certain ones.
we even start episode 1, we're watching Visions.
Yes.
I'm going to go on hiatus for a year while they do this. Maybe more, depending.
Yeah, this is now a Star Wars
The
podcast.
last time we watched through all of Star Wars, we quit at episode 8.
I'm going to
we
go on
did.
hiatus.
We never made it past episode 8, which is totally fine because it was just 8 and 9.
I was kind of looking forward to watching 9. I just couldn't get through 8.
8, yeah. 8's kind of a struggle. 7's a really big
I mean, you don't like the shirtless Ben Swallow?
Dude, that's the only good scene.
Yeah, shirtless Ben Swallow. Like,
Literally, his struggles are the only good thing in that whole
Yeah.
series.
Ben Solo's like the one fine character and just like a train wreck of a story. It's like, why do I care about this guy, but none of the main characters? I don't know. I guess it's like that being normally though. It's like Darth Vader. Why didn't they show this whiny little stupid kid?
I want to see more Darth Vader.
Give me Darth Vader.
Darth Vader.
Wasn't enough Darth Vader in Vision. 0 out of 10.
Yeah, there wasn't.
There was the twins though that had like the Darth Vader mask-ish thingies.
I don't know what they were.
There's Darth Vader ripoffs.
They were
but there's no
definitely
Darth
they were
Vaders.
Darth Vader ripoffs.
There was a Darth Vader ripoff in every single one of these, basically.
Yeah, but no Darth Vader.
Well, some of them were more like Inquisitors, but like those were definitely like Darth Vader masks. They
I
even
just-
had like the thing by their chin that
Yeah.
like comes up.
I just
So-
want to see Darth Vader rocking out to Tatooine Rasputin.
Yeah, why wasn't Darth Vader there? Just being
Yeah.
like, I'm here to, you know what? This is pretty good.
I'm here to kill Jabba. Oh,
Oh.
I'll let you go this time.
Can I introduce you to a game called Star Wars Connect?
I love that.
Star Wars Connect.
Yeah, the Star
So
Wars.
if you love me,
You know, for the Xbox 360.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm Han Solo. I'm Han Solo. I'm Han Solo.
That's probably where we'll end it.
And then you have other classics like Party in the Empire Today. Woo!
Yeah.
Or Hologram Girl.
The phenomenal Star Wars video games.
Other than the visions, I've been reading Chaos Head, the visual novel, but we're like pretty far up, so I'm not sure if I can talk about that.
Maybe we'll have to do it
anymore.
next week.
So, thing I've been
Next week
holding
will be-
back because I've been
This-
excited about
This
it.
will be
the entire 2 weeks.
for next week.
I love Chaos Head. I at least want to let this out. The main character loves Coca-Cola instead of Dr. Pepper, which is what I was telling you earlier. I think you'd like this.
Oh my goodness,
Because
I
he
need it.
loves
I need to
Coca-Cola.
watch the show then.
Also, he hates 3D girls. They're gross. Waifus are the only way. His sister, for some reason, is crushing on him, and it's gross. And she like takes a sip out of his Coca-Cola. He's like, I'm gonna burn that later. And I'm like, yes,
All right. So we have that to look forward to next episode.
yes.
I also wanted to talk more about Fairy Tail as well because I'm continuing my watch on that. I did
Alright.
want to talk about Ghost in the Shell as well, but we don't have time.
And I haven't watched any anime recently.
What are you, a normal person?
No, I've just been playing God of War and Magic.
Yeah, he's a normal person.
Yeah, you're a normal person now.
It's so good.
God of War is pretty good. I like that game.
It is really good.
You know what else is really good?
Boy.
What?
No, that's what the main character of God of War says all the time. He's like, boy.
I thought you
know-
said
Oh, you
bored.
played God of War 5.
Yeah.
Did you play the original God of War?
No. I'm just playing the new one.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Yeah.
It's really good.
Anyways. I'm not saying it's not good. It's just disappointing because you didn't start the other ones before. Anyways.
Yeah, I'm not gonna bother going
I'm
through.
going to beat you
all those.
when we're done.
It takes
You know-
me forever
you know what
to play
else is
video,
really
video
good?
games.
The latest episode that we put on YouTube.
That's right. We did a
Steins
Steins Gate
visual novel.
playthrough.
We did
Yeah.
a Steins Gate playthrough, everybody. We didn't finish it, but we got episode 1 out.
So we got through the prologue, and like
We got a chapter 1.
we got like kind of just into chapter 1, then we had to stop. I
It
did
was
want to make a
amazing.
note for anybody that's listened to this long, and obviously you're pretty dedicated to this show. I am sorry for the audio quality in the first episode. I edited the whole episode, and then I realized I could not edit the audio once I was in it.
Oh.
So I was like, I am not going through 4 hours of video editing again just to put in better audio quality.
Lovely.
It
Yeah.
sounded fine to me.
It sounds okay, but it could be better. It will be better next episode.
Cool.
I forgot the video editing software I have does not have the audio editing tools that Audacity has.
Yeah.
Can you? Well, I'll mention that after the podcast.
Can I take it off the video editing software and then re-put it in?
Yeah,
I could not do that.
you can.
You
Why?
can't splice and save as MP3?
I could not. I
I'm
could
gonna
not
show you how to do that
figure out
later.
how to do that.
I'll show you how to do that
okay.
later.
Like, I tried everything I could. I tried exporting it and stuff like that. It was not working. It was weird. And I did not want to have to restart because I had already synced up the
Yeah.
voice and
Yeah.
the video together. And I was like, it looks so good.
Now, I'll see if I can't show you how to do that later on.
Maybe. Maybe next time.
Maybe next
But
time.
yeah, I just want to apologize a little bit because I try to have a high quality standard. And yeah, it didn't work out.
That's fine. I'm sure
It still
they'll
sounded
understand. Either they'll understand or yell at us in our faces. One of the two.
Yeah,
I kinda
comment
do
on
it.
the video. Be like, your playthrough sucks.
Yeah, you know where you can comment? You can comment on YouTube as well as you can also comment on several other podcasting sites that we're on.
You can Google our name and you'll find us.
Yeah, you can Google our
Google
name.
Baka-Talk.
You can also find us on iTunes, where you could give us a review, or you could go to Podchaser, where you can also give us a review. You can also find us anywhere, like we said, anywhere on the internet. If you want to follow us, you can follow us at TalkBaka on Twitter, as well as if you want to email us, you can email us at askbakatalk@gmail.com. And yeah, besides for that, the YouTube is called Baka-Talk Studios.
We're going to be the best BTS around.
Yeah. I think that's it.
My Twitter is Pyrolus2. What's yours, Weez?
Mine is at KBW Author. And you can also find me on the Steins Gate visual novel playthrough.
Yes, you can.
So go watch that.
You can also find his YouTube channel at KBW
Yeah.
on the internet webs.
KBW Wrestling.
No, not KBW Wrestling.
KBW
But yeah,
Wrestling.
you can find my YouTube channel, but the Steins Gate playthrough is way better, so go watch that.
Yes. You can find me on Twitter at SirBoom9. I will be totally honest, I am on the podcast page more because it's extremely hard to manage 3 separate social medias.
So desu ne.
Yeah. And if you want to listen to me on a different podcast, you can go to Look Behind You.
Oh, there's nothing.
Yeah, there's nothing there. And there I talk with some other friends about the paranormal, the supernatural, and everything in between.
It's a fantastic podcast.
Yeah.
Highly recommend.
We just got done talking about lumberjack lore
Yeah.
and fearsome
I
critters.
was listening to like part of it today.
Yeah. We had a guest host on that one.
You did.
That was interesting, so.
Yeah.
Besides for that, yeah, that's it for me.
All right. Well, then this is the end of Baka-Talk Studios for today. We'll see you all next week.
Ciao.
See y'all later.